how do you balance election security with transparency? For example, ensuring public confidence while protecting sensitive voting systems from being exposed to bad actors?
With FOIA requests from the public and from parties and Virginia citizens and media, one of the requests they ask for is the cast vote record, cast ballot record. We don't know what it does, but it's something in the system that tracks every ballot on the thumb drives and computers. We give it to them. They send it off to their people that do our statisticians, and they can look at the data. But anything FOIA related that we can give to the public, we do. We're an open transparency state where we rather help the voters and help the public with that and the media than deny them access to anything that we have readily available and that we can make copies of. Anything that we've already produced in our office can be accessed outside.
And I'll say also to add on to that, one of the things we talked about earlier is our testing that we do. We're required to notify both of our party chairs whenever we're going to be doing testing. They may send an observer to watch us during the testing process. They may have observers during the voting process. They may have observers when we're doing provisional canvass, who are watching us open up envelopes and deposit them through our scanners to make sure that they're tabulated. So there are always eyes, and they're allowed to be with us in some of those secure areas, but that is us being transparent. And then that we have other security things that we don't talk about because we can't and we won't, because that's part of our security plan. So there's that.
Add to what Stephanie and Mark have said, and note that part of how at least we achieve it in the city, and I imagine my colleagues balance this as well, is by bringing in the people that who are in part able to do that, right? So, I think there's this combination of when there's a mistake or something that happens, you proactively communicate it. We recently had, for example, a piece of voting equipment where the battery for the date and the time went out, right? Didn't affect our ability to cast the vote. But we wanted to make sure, right, that, we wanted to make sure that we let folks, the party's chairs, know about this. If they wanted to come down and see it for themselves, they were certainly able to do so. And, right, you have people on your end that understand and are looking through, okay, what are our options, right, in this particular sort of case, right? How do we make sure that we're being both transparent and secure? Now, we ultimately, right, decided to replace that piece of equipment, right, after sort of reviewing the code and some of the internal procedures on our end. But I think that this is a matter of being able to try and be as proactive and communicating as you can with people, and then having people in place who know the rules and who are able to sort of both secure the equipment properly and are able to talk with, right, members of the public on why they're doing what they're doing and how they're supposed to do it.